Herrick Hill stands among YouTube's most respected urban exploration channels, built entirely on Chris Hill's fearless solo expeditions into America's most hazardous abandoned sites. Armed with just a camera and flashlight, Chris ventures where few dare, decaying asylums with crumbling staircases, decommissioned military bases littered with hazards, and forgotten schools like the one in this chilling exploration. His completely raw, unedited footage captures every creak and shadow without artificial enhancement. In January 2023, Chris documented his exploration of Cleveland's abandoned Paul R. Rear Elementary School, a once bustling institution that educated generations from 1921 until its closure in 2015. Declining enrollment sealed its fate, and despite whispers of redevelopment, the building in 2024 remains a hollow shell, its halls now home to graffiti, mold, and the echoes of the past. The decay is overwhelming from the moment Chris steps inside. Stagnant water floods the lower corridors, warping floorboards and feeding black mold that creeps up the walls. Classrooms stand frozen in time, rusted desks overturned, textbooks bloated with moisture, and paperwork strewn like confetti. Most unsettling are the fresh chalk messages scrawled on surviving blackboards, proof that others have wandered these ruins recently. This was actually Chris's second visit to the school. After his March 2022 footage, former students and teachers flooded the comments with memories, recognizing classrooms, sharing stories of school plays in the auditorium, and mourning the loss of a place that once meant so much. Then, about 10 minutes in, the exploration takes an eerie turn. From somewhere deep in the building, a faint rustling cuts through the silence, followed by the unmistakable sound of something, or someone, moving in the darkness.
What is that? Do you hear that? Somebody's here.
As Chris rounds a shadowy hallway corner, a sudden flashlight beam cuts through the darkness ahead, its owner just out of view. The lone light could belong to another urban explorer, or someone far more dangerous in this abandoned school at 1 a.m. Adrenaline spikes as Chris makes a critical split-second decision. He immediately kills his own light and melts back into the darkness, retreating silently down an adjacent corridor. Every creaking floorboard sounds deafening as he carefully reroutes toward the school's decaying library. The tension barely fades as he ascends to the upper floors. Then, pushing open a bathroom door on the top floor, his light reveals something that stops him dead in his tracks.
Somebody's in there. Scared the out of me. Oh, man.
At the bathroom's far wall, an unmistakable human figure stands frozen in the shadows. The silhouette remains eerily still, whether watching or waiting is impossible to tell.
Hello. What the Oh, it's a f***ing toy. Oh my god, that scared the out of me.
The looming silhouette suddenly jerks forward, revealing itself as a weathered mannequin, its cracked face frozen in a permanent scream. Someone clearly staged this macabre scene to frighten off trespassers. The timing chills to the bone. After standing sentinel for months, or years, it collapses at the exact moment Chris enters. Dust billows as it hits the tiles, likely disturbed by subtle vibrations from his movement through the decaying building. Where others might retreat in panic, Chris remains characteristically composed. His flashlight beam methodically sweeps the bathroom's grimy stalls before he continues onward. The classrooms present a haunting tableau of educational abandonment, algebra equations still visible on whiteboards, literature textbooks warping in puddles, science posters curling off bulletin boards. All this perfectly usable material left to molder when it could have enriched other schools. 30 tense minutes into the exploration, Chris makes the treacherous climb to the roof. Each step sends plaster crumbling from the water-damaged ceiling below. As he carefully descends, an unmistakable sound cuts through the silence. 3 distinct dragging noises from the history wing hallway, too deliberate to be natural settling.
Safe is still here. I wonder what's in it.
While documenting one of the classrooms, Chris suddenly freezes as an unnatural howl echoes through the hollow halls. As he raises his camera, the lens captures undeniable movement, a shadowy figure slipping behind the far doorway. At this point, 2 disturbing truths become clear. Chris isn't alone in the building, and whoever's present may be tracking his movements. Weapon drawn, he clears the adjacent rooms but finds only empty spaces and a lingering scent of damp decay. Though ready to end the investigation, the abandoned school has one final unsettling moment in store before his exit.
This place is weird as hell. Oh, here it is. This place is crazy. I remember the last time I explored it. Hello? Hello? What? Okay, I know I heard somebody coming down these stairs. I'm out.
Disoriented in the decaying halls, Chris freezes as distinct footsteps echo from the staircase directly above him. He rushes toward the sound, shouting for acknowledgement, but receives only silence in return. Despite the unnerving encounter, he ultimately escapes unharmed, continuing to document abandoned locations with the same fearless approach that defines his channel. If you like this video, click on the video to watch more disturbing things caught on dashcam. If you love real horror stories and the unexplained, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Don't miss an episode of Screaming Diaries, where every scream tells a story.